Okay, so very good evening to all of you. Now, today is the last topic of your this paper, Economics and Finance, that is international capital movements. Now, we had shared in this unit few topics. That is, we started with international trade. Okay, so we had shared that international trade, why is it important? Then we had shared the theories of international trade. Then we had shared the instruments of international trade and the barriers. Okay, so we have shared all the components and even market also, foreign exchange market, volatility factors and others. Now, see, and we had shared that which is the currency which is most acceptable. What are the more currencies which are accepted are in the market based on the trade. And the most acceptable currency is US dollar. That is what we had shared in the last class, if you can recap. Okay, and I hope you have gone through the PPT also. So today what we are going to share is about international trade in terms of capital movements. See, when we go for talking about international trade, or you talk about loans, if India has taken some loan, or India has given some grant, or has received some grant, or for example, we say that we have some government has raised some money from the international market, or the private players have raised money in the international market through bonds. So there are different ways through which capital movement happens. Or for example, we had shared Apple has invested in India, then Hyundai has invested in India, Samsung has invested in India. Similarly, Reliance and Tata has invested in international market. So it can be inflow of FDI or the foreign direct investments. It can be outflow of the foreign direct investments. So international capital movement basically means any kind of foreign exchange transactions which are happening, but that is not for current. You know very well the difference between current and capital. So capital is for investments, capital is for loan, capital can be for getting returns. Okay, so that is what is about international capital movements, and we will be sharing different ways through which movement of capital happens in the international borders. Within the international borders, what you say about cross-border transactions. So cross-border transactions can happen for investments. Cross-border transactions can happen for uh, raising money through loans and others. For borrowings, it can be for deposits, it can be for investments, it can be for long-term investments, it can be for short-term also. So these are different ways through which capital movements happen. It can be through mergers, it can be through acquisitions, it can be through joint ventures, it can be through strategic alliances. जैसे आप देखिए Starbucks and Tata is about alliance, like Tata, Vistara, and Alliance was there. Then you have McDonald's in India. There's Domino's is there. Then you have Marks and Spencer in India. Similarly, you have Hyundai manufacturing base in India. Then you have the base of Samsung in India. You have Apple production in India. So these are capital movements which happens. Then apart from that, आप market में देखते हैं, in market you see that people invest. So Infosys के stock में foreign players are investing in Nasdaq. That is, India is getting. Similarly, Indian players are investing in Unilever. You are investing in Procter and Gamble and other stocks. So that is about foreign players. So you may invest, you may get money. That is about capital movements, which happens on the international level. Okay, so that is what we are going to share today. So basically, foreign capital, क्यों है? Why is it there? And why we should study this? Because today is the market. You see, we have in India Amazon, isn't it? You might have purchased many products through Alibaba. Yes, Alibaba, that is through the portal of Alibaba. So Jack Ma, that is Jack Ma from China. We have used Zoom during COVID time. Today we are also using online Google app and others, isn't it? So foreign capital can flow in any form, and this can be in two categories we are going to divide. One is broadly investment perspective, say, there are two categories, foreign direct investments and foreign portfolio investment. So that is the core which we are going to share today. If you see that investments, here it is. So these are the two cores. So foreign portfolio investments and foreign direct investment. ये हम extensively आज discuss करेंगे, but other form of foreign capital movements also we will be sharing over here. Okay, so what is foreign capital? Why should it be studied, and what are the implications of that for the host country like India? If Apple is investing in India, what is the plus to India? What is the minus to the country? If you have big players, you see supermarkets, hypermarkets today, what is the gain of this? What is the benefit of WhatsApp in India? What are the limitations of it? Everything we are going to share today with respect to the foreign capital. Okay, so investment of money is vital. Vital, आप जानते हैं, vital is lifeline, which is important for sustainability, for the growth of the economy, and each country encourages domestic industries to invest in various facets of economic growth. So India wants that in food processing industry, we want foreign players should invest. So in cold storage, we want foreign players should invest. We want players to invest in retail food processing industry, then logistics, supply chain. We want foreign players to invest. So we want FDI for growth. Yes. We want FDI for income, growth and income. We want FDI for technology. We want FDI for agriculture. We want FDI for employment. We want FDI for better quality of life. We want FDI for become better quality of life and employment generation and growth and sustainability. We want for sustainability also. So for environment, for health, for education, for insurance, and so many other things. Yes, Sayyid, we calculate, you remember? That is C. How do we calculate aggregate demand? Aggregate demand is C plus I plus G plus net exports. Yes, this is how we get domestic income and we talk about, and we calculate national income. What do we take? We take net foreign investments from abroad. Yes, we take it. Net factor income from abroad. Net factor income from abroad is what? Income you receive and income you pay. So that is net factor income from abroad. We take it in national income of the country. Yes. But GDP, it makes impact on GDP. So you have Apple, they have created their manufacturing base in India. It is generating income for the people. It is creating job for the people. It is giving income to the government. So many factors. So yes, it makes impact on GDP of the country. It makes impact on economic growth of the country. For infrastructure, absolutely, Bhumika. So for infrastructure, flyovers, your metro, for how much money government has got, foreign capital government has got, we will share that also. Okay. So investment, foreign investment or foreign capital is essential for growth of the country, especially for developing countries, India, Malaysia, China, Africa, many countries which are underdeveloped also, they also need this foreign capital. Even developed countries, they need foreign capital for specific objectives of their, but it is developing countries, they need more because they have the potential to grow and they have still have to tap the potential. They have not yet tapped. उनके पास potential तो है, but enough resources नहीं है, so that can be achieved through foreign capital. Okay. So sometimes the domestic investment is not sufficient. Like we see in food processing industry, you see in aviation sector, you see in health sector, we need robotics, surgery, and so many things. So we need technology. Today you see that you have complete app on your mobile for your health services. This is only possible because of technology, and technology enhancement or at a higher level advancement of the technology is only possible through foreign capital. So foreign capital helps in supply chain, foreign capital helps in technology, it helps in uh, better quality of the products, it increases efficiency, it brings skill, it creates competition for the domestic players. So there are any number of factors which helps economy to become more uh, on the growth trajectory, to grow at a higher pace and become more sustainable, not only for government, for economy, for people, and for all the stakeholders. That's the benefit of foreign capital. So foreign capital will share in other forms also, but this point of time, we are simply talking broadly. We are going to talk in your this module basically on foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investment. उसके अलावा हम बाकी बातें भी करेंगे, but that will be superficially we will be touching it because this is more confined towards foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investments. Okay. So foreign capital flows, if you talk about, it can happen in the country in different ways, as we have shared. It can happen in the form of foreign aid. So you receive money, India receives aid from World Bank, from the from the World Bank for the growth of the country or for the removing poverty or for the development of COVID vaccine or something like that. That is about for power, for sustainability. So that is about foreign aid received. So foreign aid can be received from two countries which shares mutual relationship and good quality relationship. So bilateral can be between two countries. It can be direct or it can be in the indirect form. We will be sharing that. It can be multilateral. Multilateral is that different countries, they pool, different governments, they pool money, and the international organization like World Bank, that deploys money to different countries or to the different players. So India may be one of them getting funds. So that can be multilateral. It is between two countries. So we have given help to Sri Lanka during crisis. So that was bilateral. Bilateral, that was one way only we had given, and they may help us in certain things that may be. So foreign aid given between the two countries, it can be multilateral, where the government goes for pooling it, funds together, and then World Bank deploy the funds to the needy players. It can be for specific tied, and tied means tied to for a specific purpose. So we are giving you fund because you have drought in the country. So that money should only be used for drought. If there is poverty, if the money is given for water, like harvesting or something like that, specific purpose of that, then it will be, it is given only for some epidemic relief. Then in that case, Bhumika, China giving money to Pakistan for development will be part of it. But if they indirectly support them for arms and ammunition, that is not part of it. Okay. So we have to see aid is always for productive activities, not for something which is destructive in nature. So foreign grants, voluntary transfer of resources by government, they give it for a specific purpose. So when there was earthquake, so India ने relief funds भेजे थे Turkey में. Okay, so that is a part of foreign grants given for a specific purpose to the specific objective, and they give to institutions, to agencies, or to organizations. So these are different ways of foreign capital flow. इसमें आप investments नहीं देखेंगे. This is basically for uh, helping or for sustainability. Okay. So like multilateral sources of, so World Bank gives funds for, so World Bank gives funds for what? It gives, so there are different verticals of World Bank. अगर आपने पढ़ा है World Bank के, so if you have studied this World Bank, so you might be knowing different branches are there of World Bank. One bank is International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD. International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. So it's International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. What it gives loans for? It gives loans for non-concessional, through non-concessional are offered relatively on a favorable terms. मतलब free तो नहीं मिलेगा आपको, but relatively at a lower rate of interest. So it is given for commercial compared to like commercial loans, you get at a higher rate, no? So International Bank for Reconstruction and Development gives loans, but at a subsidized rate. So they have given loan to India for infrastructure, like Bhumika was talking about. So you get for poverty elevation. Aapki country mein poverty hai, so you want to reduce poverty, so they give for that. Rural development, you want to bring electricity to rural India. You want to bring health services to rural India. You want to construct roads and highways and flyovers. Okay, so that is about rural development, any form. Human resource development for better food to uh, to overcome hunger of people, to take care about, like you see, the temperature is going up 45, 46, so people should not suffer because of heat waves and other. So taking care about people in those terms. Okay, so this is about sustainable development. के लिए loan कौन देगा? World Bank. That is a part of capital flows and which is given through International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Okay, so they have given it for Ganga River project. So Clean Ganga Mission of India. Okay, so that is, they have given assistance for that. They have given to Tamil Nadu Sustainable Urban Development Project working on that. Then they have given for elimination of tuberculosis. So loan has been given for elimination of tuberculosis. Then they have given it for road network system in Uttar Pradesh. Aapne dekha, Uttar Pradesh is working on infrastructure, roads and highways. So they have given funds for that. These funds are given at a low rate of interest, but not free of cost. Okay, so World Bank gives here. Then International Development Association, IDA, International Development Association, it plays important role to overcome poverty reduction. Okay, so they have given loans to India at a concessional rates for projects which are related to social and education sector. For social sector, reducing social disparity, education, promoting education, improving the quality of education, helping reach education to the grassroots level of the country. Okay, so this is how they help. For national cyclone risk mitigation, so if there's natural calamity, for that, supporting that, skill strengthening, disaster management, industrial value enhancement operations. So people going for more manual way of taking care about hazardous activities, जो कि उनके लिए बहुत harmful हो सकती है, manual work. So over there, helping people to understand and incorporating that technology so that health of the people should be safeguarded, not only at the community level, but also at the industrial level. So that is how capital flows from institutions to the multilateral sources to developing countries for betterment of people, for betterment of life, for betterment of health services, for mitigating risk. Mitigating risk समझते हैं ना, to minimize risk. Okay. Then Asian Development Bank. Asian Development Bank is about which takes care about what they also give. We take loans from Asian Development Bank. We have taken loan for bank for what? For Visakhapatnam, Chennai industrial corridor. So Government of India has created industrial corridor. That requires huge investment. See, when you go for industrial corridor, there's a time gap. No, it takes 5 years, 7 years. You invest your money and then you get returns after 10 years. So the money gets blocked. So the money gets blocked. That is why you need some support system. So if you get money, if you get capital flows from international players also, Asian Development Bank and other multilateral sources also, so it becomes easy now. It becomes easy to execute. So these are large scale projects which requires huge quantum of money and there's immense risk also, and the time is also there required from the investment to the returns. So that's why you need money, which is given capital flows, which you get it from the international bodies like Asian Development Bank, World Bank, European investment banks. So they have given for Pune Metro Rail project. They have given for Bhopal. European Investment Bank has given money to us. Capital flows, basically. New Development Bank, which is this New Development Bank has been framed by BRICS. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So these countries have made a bank. This is a new development bank, and this new development bank has given given capital flows for 12 projects, and these projects are for major district like roadways, Madhya Pradesh roadways, then Madhya Pradesh multi-village rural water supply project, so that rural India should get water, basic amenities of life, they should not be deprived of. Then Madhya Pradesh major district road projects, then Assam bridge projects, then Manipur water supply projects. So are you realizing? So for these projects, uh, capital flows from multilateral sources. So multilateral sources are World Bank, and the branches of multilateral World Bank are International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, International Development Association. Then you have Asian Development Bank, European Investment Bank, New Development Bank of BRICS countries. So these are multilateral sources of capital flows to, especially for developing countries, for better quality of life and inclusive growth. Port areas developed in India. You see, ports are highly developed, but inner India, rural India is not so developed. So to support them, we need funds, capital flows. Okay. Bilateral sources. So bilateral sources are like Japan. So Japan is supporting us. How Japan is supporting us? Japan has been extending official development assistance. So official development assistance is given by Japan, and they are giving loans, they are giving grants, they are giving us technical assistance, because Japan is a techno-savvy country, highly technological advanced country. So they are giving us technical support. Okay, so they are supporting us in transport, in power, in irrigation, environment. So they are supporting us by giving grants and technical support and loans. So this is a bilateral source of capital flows. Okay, of freight corridors. Then Mumbai Metro Line. Okay, so for connectivity, connecting important projects. So this is how Japan is supporting us. Then Germany, Germany is also supporting us. What? They're giving us financial and technical assistance, because these are the countries which are capital rich countries. That is why capital is flowing, and we are in need of capital. So they are supporting us in capital. Okay. Okay, Sudhanshu. IMF and World Bank are different, Sudhanshu. IMF takes care about monetary stability in the world market, but World Bank supports for all developmental activities. Okay. So different projects are supported by Germany also. So they are supporting us for climate, because you see there's global warming. आप देखिए temperature कितना बढ़ गया है. So these kind of problems are there. Water shortage is there. So these things are taken care. We get funding basically. We get grants. Not only funding, we get grants. We get loan. So ये तो grants नहीं है. These are loans given to us. Okay. So they have given us loan for climate, because climate has Ganga basin, so for cleanliness of Ganga. Then floods which happens, and taking care about flood affected areas. Okay, जैसे जोशी मठ में अब आपको हुआ था, अगर आपको पता है जोशी मठ, because of this KFW is named Karthik. This is the abbreviation they are using Germany for the projects which they have. This is a bank financial system which is supporting, and the name abbreviation is KFW. This is KFW only of German. Okay. So for sustainable urban infrastructure development, for Chennai storm water management and climate change and other activities, they are supporting us. Okay. Now, so we have shared capital flows. Capital flows we have shared for loans. अभी आपने देखा loans, we had shared loans for World Bank, IMF, International Monetary Fund gives loans for monetary stability. Okay, जैसे श्रीलंका को दिया IMF ने loan, Asian Development Bank giving loans for, we have shared loan given. So loan given by international institutions. We have got soft loan also. Soft loan we have got here, isn't it? We have got it for social development. We have got it for water. We have got for freight corridors and other things. Okay, so we have got that also. Then intergovernment loans. So Japan has given us loan. Then Germany has given us loan. So we have got intergovernment loans also. External commercial borrowings. What are external commercial borrowings? External commercial borrowings are basically borrowings. The external means you're borrowing from external market, means you're borrowing from both for commercial purposes and borrowings. So you're borrowing from international market. You may be borrowing from European Central Bank, ECB se le rahe hain aap, or you're taking it loan from the international banks and others. So you are Indian company, and this Indian company has its project in US. So what this Indian player can do? यहाँ Indian bank से loan ले USD में और यहाँ पे invest करे. So to borrow in India in USD and then invest in USD in US, what are you doing? यहाँ पे पहले आप रुपी देंगे. First you give rupee to the bank and then take USD. Why to do it? To take in USD in US and invest in USD. So that is how. So, and number two, when you take from international market, you get at a lower rate of interest. So the rate of interest is also lower when you have to specially invest in international market. So you get at a lower rate and you invest there. So that is why external commercial borrowing. So companies, those who have their investments abroad, they take dollar from the international market and they invest in international market itself. Okay. For their projects. So external commercial trade credit facilities. So you have exported certain goods, and so you have exported certain goods, and you will be getting payment after 3 months. So for the in between, for the trade credit, you need funds, so you can get trade credit from the international. So Exim Bank hai, just Exim Bank data hai. There are many players who go for giving credit, so they give trade credit. यहाँ पे भी capital flow है. So all these factors results in international capital flow. Okay, we are talking about international. Sorry for my handwriting. International capital flows. Okay, so these are different ways through which international capital flow happens. So these are loans. You can see different loans. This is as per the budget 2023, where in the appendix it has been shared. If you look at this in next year, they have shared that India ने external loans कितने raise किए, actual and estimated and realized. Okay, so this is about external loans. This is about external loans for state projects minus state projects. How much net external loans we have taken. So this is also capital flows, isn't it? Grants, how much grants we have got in cash. Commodity grants, you have got some commodities as grant assistance. For okay, then repayment of loans, where we have gone for repayment of loans. So we have then repayment of loans, you had given loans to someone and they have paid it back to you. That can be plus to the country. External loans, net repayment of loans, interest payment and external loans. And this is about net external assistance. So this is about, sorry, this is the external assistance. So these are capital flows. These are different ways of capital flows. So we have shared borrowings can be capital flows. And these can be borrowings, can be in the form of loans. It can be in the form of grant. It can be form of assistance, like Germany giving it us, Japan giving the assistance to us in technology and other fronts. Okay, for the climate protection and safeguarding us from water crisis and others. So this is also part of capital flows. Okay. Now, what is FDI? So we have shared the two components which we are going to share is FDI and FPIs. FPIs are foreign portfolio investors and FDIs are foreign direct investments. So this FDI definition has been given by Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And they have given this definition that any foreign investor possessing 10% or more than that ownership, if any foreign investor, this is very important to remember, and you should always quote this when you write your answer for FDI. Okay, so according to Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, any foreign investor possessing 10% or more ownership in a foreign organization labeled as lasting interest. Lasting interest itself means you are there for a long period of time. Yes, lasting interest means you are there for a long period of time. So you are investing in a country for a longer period of time, and investment is greater than or equal to 10%. If a foreign investor invests more than or equal to 10% in Indian company, let's say Reliance, and in that case, that will be FDI. Okay, so that is FDI. So lasting interest means foreign individuals or organizations. So whether it is Mark Zuckerberg or a player like Walmart, so it can be organization, it can be an individual investing in the country and becoming part of the management by investing greater than or equal to 10% of having ownership in the organization is known as FDI. This is what we follow in India also, and this is what is given by Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Okay, so foreign direct investment is a strategy for contributing funds and resources to establish business units in foreign countries. So Apple in India, Samsung in India, Walmart in India, Marks and Spencer in India, Uber in India, HSBC Bank in India. All these are foreign investors in India and the foreign direct investments. Okay, so investment can be foreign direct investment. You can see they can do in technology like metros. It can be for equipment like defense equipments. It can be for raw material, food processing industry, and taking care about that. Knowledge, we have Deloitte, you have KPMG, PwC, and all. Management skill to India taking help in terms of technology and other management skills. Okay, education. So foreign universities are going to invest in India for education, knowledge, and management also. Okay, so foreign players, they help us in technology and skill acquisition also. That's also part of it here. Investing companies get favorable deals. So why a foreign company should invest in India or a foreign investor should invest in India for a lasting interest for a long term? Who invest करेंगे? They invest because they may get raw material in India. They may get labor in India. They may get basic facilities in India, ease of facilities in terms of production facilities, tax benefits. They may get tax benefits. You may get land concessions if you go for growing a particular thing or if you invest in a particular venture. So land concessions are given. Okay. Intelligence sharing. Intelligence sharing is different or not different from investments. See, knowledge sharing is also part of knowledge. What basically we are doing by those who go for outsourcing, KPOs and BPOs, knowledge processing outsourcing firms and business processing outsourcing firms. There is also capital flows, okay? But do remember, if the investment is more than 10% or equal to 10%, then it becomes FDI. Okay, so it is anyways investment carding. Okay, so Netflix in India, then your Google is all about investments, but it is about investments which is resulting in companies. IPL. IPL is also kind of capital flows. You pay to the foreign players is also part of capital flows. But वो FDIs and FPIs में नहीं आएगा because they are not investing as such. and you are not going for, they are not investing more than 10% and having ownership and management. Okay. So FDI inflow in 2022, India has attracted FDI inflow. How come? Because we are working on India's ease of doing business. Yes, we are working on ease of doing business. We are making country more digitally connected. So things are becoming easy. We are working on transparency in the system. So what is happening because of that? We are getting G20. We are having presidency of G20. So that is why India is getting more recognized in the world market. And India is doing as such very well in the world market. So we are getting foreign direct investment. $83.5 billion FDI we received in retail sector. That was in prior, it was 81.9 billion in 2021. Okay, so the retail sector accounted for 4.2% of the total FDI inflows in India in 2022. And the Indian government has recently relaxed certain FDI rules for retail sector, including 100% FDI for digital media with certain checks and balances. Indian government has also allowed 100% FDI in agriculture sector through the automatic route. So there are two routes. Automatic, it is through two routes. The two routes are automatic route and approval route. In automatic route, suppose it is 100% FDI. So you need not go for taking any approval from the government because you are falling in that sector. Okay. So if you follow in that sector, then it is automatic route. So yes, if any investor investing in these companies, foreign players investing, foreign institutions or foreign investors investing in IPL, that would be part of investments, FIIs. Okay, so they are investing in this company, so that is part of it. Okay, so anyways, we are talking about retail FDI growth and others which you can see. So impact of FDI, what is the gain? So automatic route and approval route. So like in insurance, we have 74% approval automatic route. Okay, so up to 74% only you can go through automatic route. But over and above, if insurance company wants to invest, then they have to go for approval route. Okay, so automatic is up to the limit sanction. अगर आप automatic limit 46 है, so you will go for 46. If it is 74, you will go for 74. If it is 100, you will get 100% without any approval from the government. But if you go beyond 100%, it is 100% automatic route. If it is less than 100%, then 26 is through approval route, isn't it? So approval route and automatic route. These are the two routes through which FDIs invest in India. They can have, so who decides this? Government decides on the basis of that this sector needs money, this sector needs more FDI, this sector is not going to be affected, this sector is not, if we promote FDI 100% here, then it is not going to make adverse impact to domestic players. So let's go for 100% FDI. So different limits are fixed, okay? 26%, 49%. Just insurance mein aap dekhiye, we started with 26% FDI. Then we had gone for 49%. Now we have 74% FDI in insurance. Because you see, insurance has become very important sector today. So that's why we need more investment in these sectors. Yes, Sudhanshu, there are sectors where FDI is prohibited. We will be sharing that, okay? So we have 100% FDI in single brand retail. Just say आपका Decathlon. Decathlon is single brand retail. They can give all Decathlon products in their Decathlon outlets. Spencer, single brand retail. Okay, so these are single brand retail outlets. They cannot go for multi-brand. Multi-brand may abhi bhi 51% hai. 51% FDI. So only 51% is allowed in multi-brand. So if they want to go for multi-brand products, then in that case, they have to take approval from the government of India if they want to go over and above. Okay, so why companies, they go for foreign direct investments? They go for foreign direct investments for business expansion. So you want to expand You may enter through mergers, through acquisitions. जैसे Walmart ने enter किया India में with Flipkart. Yes, so they entered with Flipkart in India, and so they expanded like Facebook has done with Reliance Jio. Okay? So they have done with Reliance Jio, like Vodafone and Idea. So these kind of players, they enter for business expansion. When you want to expand your business, you enter into the country and then go for like you don't want to जैसे आपको लगता है कि you have reached to saturation in your home country, आपको दूसरी country में opportunities ज़्यादा है, so let us expand in that country. So business expansion can be one objective. Okay, like we have McDonald's in India, we have Pizza Hut in India, we have what Domino's in India, you have Marks and Spencer in India, then you have Zara in India. So you have different players. You have Apple in India. Yes. So this is how. So you know about the tax haven country, Manoj, we go for establishing that kind of a double taxation treaty benefit. So countries, they go for, हमने share किया था bilateral trade agreements. So countries, they decide about okay, that we will go for tax benefits to the player. It is normally a mutual uh, considerations. Okay, so that is how they go for tax haven countries. So India also, so India is more in terms of conservative country, but we have tax benefit alliance with many countries today. Mauritius जैसे आपने quote किया. So once you enter into free trade agreement, then in that case you get that kind of a benefit. Okay, so anyways, so business expansion के लिए FDIs they enter. Okay, so like Elon Musk, if you know about Elon Musk, has invested in or has purchased Twitter, has taken over Twitter. उसने क्यों किया? Because he wants to expand. No, he wants to expand his business. That is why he has. So this is also a form of capital flow. Okay, like Vodafone subsidiary Vodafone India got like with merged with Idea. So that is also about investments and business expansion. Like India, Flipkart had acquired Pen Walmart. So Flipkart, initially Walmart had acquired Flipkart and now Flipkart has acquired back Walmart. So this is also part of business expansion FDI. So these are examples of business expansion FDI. Okay. Now, what are the benefits of FDI to investor nation and to the host nation? Investor nation kaun ho gaya? Suppose we say US. Absolutely, Mohit, absolutely. So investor nation gets tax benefits. Investor nation, क्यों कब invest करेंगे जब उनको tax benefits? जैसे India is investing a lot, like Manoj was talking about, India is investing a lot in Mauritius because आपको tax benefits मिलते हैं. So once you get tax benefits, you invest over there. Okay, so that is the investor. So tax, when you get tax benefit, you invest in that country. Or they relax tax norms. They give you some benefits. They relax the tax norms, so you want to invest. So that is the benefit to investor nation. Host nation के लिए क्या benefit? Mauritius के लिए क्या benefit होगा? They get capital, they get forex. That helps them to grow. So foreign exchange reserves helps them to grow. Investing nations look for host nations possessing natural resources. Like in India, they come to India for basic purpose of natural resources. Like we have coal mines, we have investments there where they can go for petroleum and others. So they can go for investing in natural resources. And we have textile, but we do not have facility in terms of refined. We do not have good quality of yarn, isn't it? We have cotton, but we do not have competence in yarn. So if we get technology, इसलिए आप देखिए textile industry में government of India is promoting FDI so that we can work on textile and the textile industry of India can boom because of that. So we have cotton, but we do not have a best quality of yarn, and for that foreign players can invest in India and we can do very well. Human resources like India, Africa, these countries, China, They have human resources. You can get, they can bring technology, or you can go for investing in a country which is more having technology. Okay, then so host countries, developing countries which are which have resources, which have raw material, but do not have technology, do not have skilled people, do not lack training, lack skill. So these players can come, they can bring capital, they can bring technology, they can bring, they can train you people, they can train us, and that's how we work, isn't it? Yes, Karthik, we had shared comparative cost theory में हमने share किया था ना labor cost benefit. So comparative cost benefit हो सकता है country को, that is why they go for investing. Okay. So Indian retail market is one of the largest market, and it is growing at a fast pace, and that is why you see we have Amazon in India. Amazon in India are doing so well because of the retail, because they are getting that benefit. But आपको लगता है Amazon पे कुछ riders fix नहीं किए government ने? They have also fixed the rider that you Amazon, you can operate in India in the retail segment, in e-commerce segment, but 30% you have to take it from your resources or the inputs, you have to take it from India's MSMEs, micro, small and medium enterprises. से आपको 30% लेना पड़ेगा. Then only you can go for producing, you can go for selling your goods on e-commerce portal. So if Amazon is selling goods in India, Government of India says that we'll give you the platform, you can grow, but at the same time, you have to support our industries also. इसी तरह से automobile industry, so automobile industry, they have to take the accessories in making car from MSMEs. So this is how FDI we are promoting, but we are saying that you have to take care about our home country players also. So what are the plus of FDI and what is the minus of FDI? So definitely because of Uber in India, because of the basic services, metro in India, because of basic health services which you get today, technology-driven products you get today, you get basic services at ease. WhatsApp has made your life so easy, isn't it? So logistics parks we have today where people are investing. You have metro in India. So all these benefits are driving what? It boosts your economy. It helps your economy to grow. You have flyovers. You have good roads. You have easy connectivity. That is because of the infrastructure. You have good ports. So port connectivity, road connectivity, railways connectivity, flyovers connectivity, and basic infrastructure which they're providing, bridge, flyovers, so real estate, all these helps the economy to grow. So that's the positive impact of FDI. Real estate now, they have promoted real estate. That's why you see skyrocket buildings today, best infrastructure and others, they are giving you basic amenities. Employment, it creates employment opportunities. Amazon has created, Vodafone has created so many jobs in India. Yes, it improves standard of living. It improves life of us. Up, you have today best of the cars. You get best of the mobiles. You get best of the clothes. You get best of the education. You get best of the food. You get better quality of life. Electricity. You have generators. You have so many facilities today. आपके पास air purifier है. So you have so many things today which has simplified your life and has improved your standard of living. Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. FDI definitely population is one factor, e-commerce is other factor, digitalization is another factor, ease of doing business is other factor. बहुत सारे factors होते हैं Manoj to bring a foreign player to invest in India, isn't it? तो केवल पॉपुलेशन हो, पॉपुलेशन के पास परचेसिंग पावर नहीं होगी तो क्या फायदा? हु विल कम? यू कैन नॉट बाय देयर गुड्स, व्हाई विल दे कम टू द कंट्री? सो पॉपुलेशन के साथ में परचेसिंग पावर भी होनी चाहिए, ऐसे। So consumers with variety of products, and they are providing us with n number of products at a lower price. Yes, it helps small businesses. जैसे आपको बताया, Amazon providing goods in India, 30% they have to outsource from MSMEs. So it is giving businesses, and apart from that, on Amazon portal, if you see the goods which are there from all rural India and others, they are giving you. आपको गुजरात के remote area के products मिलेंगे Amazon पर. So it is giving job, it is helping small business units also to the larger markets, because they have the technology, they have money, they have skill, they can work on scale, and that is why small players are all getting recognition. So from remote India, you can get goods to Amazon at your doorstep. आपके घर पे आप कुछ भी मंगा सकते हैं आज because of Amazon and Flipkart, these players which are there in the market, which are catering to you. Yes. So that's the plus of FDI. What is the negative? Negative is that we had shared, no, small players, जिनके पास technology नहीं है, those who are not technology savvy, those who do not are able to compete, they will be out of the market. So certain players are losing jobs. Yes. Fear of lowering product prices among domestic. So prices are going down, prices are decreasing. And if the prices are going to decrease, then in that case, हो सकता है domestic players के लिए sustainability becomes a question mark. So domestic players cannot compete. Why domestic players cannot compete? Because they do not have best of the technology. They do not have capital. They do not have skilled people. They cannot hire skilled people. And that is why their cost goes up and their price goes up. So they cannot sell goods at a lower price. But other players, foreign players can sell the goods, or FDI, those who go for FDI investments in India, they can sell the goods at lower price. So what will happen to domestic players? They will be out of the market. So that's the loss. Okay. So Indian performs all the work while foreign companies. Sometimes it happens that this is wrong. Actually, this is not going to work in today's market, because if you are calling foreign player in India, you are also gaining. But आपने देखा Vodafone के against case हुआ था, transfer pricing cases. So sometimes it happens, foreign companies, they gain through transfer pricing and they evade tax. They evade tax and they take major price. So they evade tax and they take major benefit to their home country. That in that case, country may lose. Okay. So profit, they may take major profit to their home country, and in that case, India may not gain benefits here. Okay. Foreign direct investments, if the company is going to stay for a long term, it strengthens your currency and it brings foreign exchange. If your country is not doing well and they go for switching out funds, taking out funds from the country, just like China mein ho raha hai. So China is losing foreign exchange reserves because they are taking out funds from their capital outflows and they are investing in India. So this can bring instability in foreign exchange rate to some extent. Okay. This FDI is not a major factor of instability in the foreign reserves. Release of Indian revenue to international corporations. So they may take major share to their home country. This can be a problem. Amazon, what Amazon can do? Amazon is a big player. What they can do, they can decide about. So they have been told कि आपको MSME से लेना 30%. They may say, absolutely. So they can go for transfer pricing, or they can go for exploiting people. जैसे मारुति का अगर आपने केस पढ़ा, मारुति Manesar, they had exploited laborers. Sometimes they go for taking undue benefit of Indian laborers who do not know labor norms, और उनको सब they keep them, like I have seen many German companies hiring Indian players, Indian youth, and they are not offering them salary, much salary, because they are exploiting the situation, because in India may pay scale low hai. So they take the benefit. They offer them less salary and they take major pies back to their home country. So these kind of exploitations can be there. So for this, you have to have a very strong labor norms in India. Yes. So what can be the factors which affects FDI in India? If your country is having open economy, yes, Manoj. Yes. Now we have better transfer pricing norm, and that is why आपको पता है इसके लिए Vodafone had a tough time because उनको transfer pricing में book किया था. So foreign direct investments basically, where will you suppose you are Cadbury's, okay, or you are Unilever. Unilever Unilever has invested in India in terms of FDI in HUL, Hindustan Unilever. Yes. So Hindustan Unilever, why Hindustan Unilever is there in India? Why Procter and Gamble is in India? Why Honda is in India? Why? Because we we welcome them by giving them uh, best of the facilities, by treating them at par. आपने पढ़ा है most favored nation concept. Most favored nation is that member countries should give them treatment at par, isn't it? National treatment. So you should not treat your domestic player superior than the other player. Give them the level playing field. So this is how. So we are open economy. Joe countries will be more open to the world market. There only people will go for investing. Yes. Then secondly, what is important is that your country should be on a growth path. If you're a growth path, so for example, population of India is increasing, disposable income of India is increasing, purchasing power of people is increasing. That is why retail sector is booming, isn't it? That's why retail players want to come to India and invest. Yes, इसीलिए Marks and Spencer ने Reliance के साथ collaborate कर लिया, because they realize that India में huge scope है. Yes, environment stability. Environment stability means rules and regulations should not change frequently. For that, what is required? You require political stability. If you have political stability, because you know the government changes, rule changes. So if you have political stability, if the government is firm about things, what they say, they practice. So these kind of policy matters which are in place, everything is displayed on the website of Government of India's website. So things become easy, things become more transparent, and then in that case, investments will increase in the country. Yes. Then we have cheap labor, and cheap labor plus we have people in India who can who can speak well and who can learn well. So English speaking people are many more in India. So it becomes easy for a foreign player to come to India. Communication becomes easy. And number two, Indians are good in terms of learning at a faster pace. हम technology बहुत जल्दी सीखते हैं. We learn very fast. So that is why it becomes easy. So you get people at a low cost, and you can groom them, and your training cost goes down, and they will be with you for a longer period of time. So that is how these are the factors which incline foreign players to invest in India. Exchange rate stability. India's currency is more stable today. See, अगर macroeconomics fundamentals आपके strong होंगे, then definitely exchange rate will be more stable. So if exchange rate is stable, obviously foreign players who are investing in India, they are more secure, no risk, their risk gets minimized. So that helps. Government also supports. Government supports in terms of digital infrastructure, digital literacy. Obviously, अगर आप e-commerce venture हो and people are not digitally literate, then how will they buy their product? Isn't it? So Government of India is promoting these policies. India is giving tax benefit also. So अगर आप food processing industry में FDI है, so we will give you tax benefit. This is how Government of India is supporting. which is helping more players to come, and this will help agriculture to grow, isn't it? So government supports, and there you will get investments also. And when you expect that you will be getting high returns, obviously, कोई भी player क्यों invest करता है? To gain profit. So they if they believe that they'll gain profit, then only they'll invest. And it is supported by good infrastructure, good connectivity is there, network connectivity is there. So we in India have 5G today. So 5G becomes more easy for connectivity infrastructure, digital infrastructure. We have a good digital infrastructure. We are working on physical infrastructure. We are working on social infrastructure, and that is why it is becoming easy for foreign players to bring capital in India and be there for long term. Be there for long term. That is what FDI is all about. Yes. So there are two categories of FDI, horizontal and vertical FDI. So horizontal, you are in the same segment. Okay, एक business आप कर रहे हैं, उसी business को आप expand कर रहे हैं home country में और foreign country में, that is horizontal FDI. Okay, so like Hyundai Motor India, which is a subsidiary of Hyundai Motor. So Hyundai Motor India has two manufacturing plants in India. This is in both are near city of Chennai, close to Chennai. And they in 2021, can you analyze? They had made 10 million units of cars, Hyundai Motor cars in India. Because आप देखिए Hyundai की cars roads पे ज़्यादा आपको दिखेंगी आजकल. So they are producing in India and they are selling in India. So Hyundai is in car segment, and so they are manufacturing cars in India and they are selling car in India. Horizontal FDI. They are in car manufacturing, they are producing car, they are selling cars. That is horizontal FDI. Okay. Vertical FDI would be in segment which is supporting you. So for example, Toyota assembles cars both in United States and China is horizontal. Vertical would be what? Vertical integration is companies that seek to enter into backward vertical FDI. For example, car you require steel. Yes, you require steel. But you're a car manufacturing company. You're not steel manufacturing. You're car manufacturing. But what do? You invest in steel manufacturing company. Why do you invest in steel manufacturing company? Because that is your raw material for car manufacturing. Yes. That is a vertical FDI. So vertical FDI is not directly in the same segment, but it is in the segment which can help the main business to grow. Okay, that is vertical FDI. So vertical FDI is, so Japanese car manufacturer acquires a tire manufacturer. So car manufacturer is a car manufacturing company, but it feels that the tire cost in a particular country will be very high. So they buy a tire manufacturing, they invest in tire manufacturing company. So FDI they have done in tire manufacturing. So now once you have FDI in tire manufacturing company, then in that case, overall Japanese car manufacturing cost will reduce and it will help. Yes. So this is horizontal and vertical FDI में differentiate करते हैं. Horizontal is in the same segment. So Apple producing iPhones and selling iPhones in India is horizontal. Yes. But if Apple goes for FDI in supply chain so that its logistic cost goes down. Because आपको पता है Apple अब retail stores खोल रहा है इंडिया में. They have opened retail stores. So if Apple goes for FDI in supply chain, in logistics, that is vertical FDI. Apple producing iPhones, FDI in iPhones is horizontal. But if it goes for logistics, is vertical. Okay, so horizontal and vertical FDI is clear. Reliance and Jio Facebook deal. So Facebook has invested in Reliance Jio. Okay. Why Facebook invested in Reliance Jio? It invested in Reliance Jio because people today are buying digital goods. And when you buy digital goods, you want to make payments through digital app. To make through digital app, so people buying from Reliance Jio products, okay? And for Reliance Jio, and if you have a payment gateway, which is of Facebook, where Facebook has invested, then in that case, obviously, it is a win-win situation for both the players, okay? So this is how Reliance Jio and Facebook have gained through digital commerce today. So on 22nd April 2020, Facebook made a deal with Reliance Jio and purchased 9.9 stake in Reliance Jio for $5.7 billion. Are you looking at this? How much stake? 9.9% stake. So this is FDI, yes or no? No, this is not, because if this would have been 10%, then it would have become FDI. Since it is less than 10%, it is not FDI. This is simple a strategic alliance where Facebook has invested in Reliance. Because if they would have gone for FDI, then they had to take approval from Government of India. So they didn't go for that route. So smartly, they have invested how much? 9.9, which is less than the threshold limit of 10%. And why did they do this? Because they wanted to gain, this social media giant wanted to gain in the Indian telecom market. So Reliance Jio wanted to gain in India, and that is why Facebook had also gained. So that is why both of them collaborated together. Now, next is greenfield and brownfield investments. Greenfield investments are, so Apple today is in greenfield. How come? So for manufacturing, you need land, you need machines, you need people, you need basic infrastructure. Everything from the scratch, you are manufacturing in India, you are exporting from India. So you have started from the scratch in India, that is greenfield. Okay, so greenfield is companies, they start from basics, buying land, buying machines, then going for taking care about production, doing marketing of the product, taking care about customer services, everything you are taking care today, that is a greenfield investment. Okay, greenfield FDI. They expand their business by going for cross-border merger, and this helps them to become more sustainable. But brownfield is only for expansion. So, for example, Tata Motors acquisition of Jaguar is brownfield. How come? Tata did not need to build a new factory in the UK. They got the factory of Jaguar, and that was the acquisition. So this is the brownfield. Scratch means from basics, branching, basic. From basic, basic means just with that Apple ने land लिया, machines ली. Apple didn't get anything from like halfway through. Just say Walmart entered in India. Walmart entered in India through what? Walmart and Flipkart. Yes. So Flipkart already existence में था. Walmart joined it. Okay. So that is a brownfield. Greenfield is when you start without having anything. जैसे अगर आपने एयरपोर्ट बनाया means right from the basic land लिया, land को equal किया, then you have gone for taking care about basic infrastructure development, everything. That is greenfield, okay? Brownfield is Government of India has constructed flyover, and then they believe कि इसको further extend करना है, इस पे metro बनाना है. So metro is half work has been done, and now further to be taken care. So that is about brownfield investments, okay? Brownfield is once the basic infrastructure has been developed and you have to take it forward. Brownfield. Just the insurance may, for example, you talk about investments in retail segment. Okay, so this is about if you go for buying a land, uh, establishing yourself, taking care about marketing, everything is greenfield. Brownfield is फार्मा कंपनी में आपने इन्वेस्ट कर दिया सो ब्राउनफील्ड वो कंपनी तो एग्जिस्ट करती है ड्रग्स भी उसके हैं बट यू आर वर्किंग ऑन some innovation in that. So that is brownfield. Okay. So benefits. What are the benefits of foreign direct investment for developing nations? We are getting capital investments. It is helping us for financing to meet our debt obligations. हमारी जो loans हैं, we can meet it. Government gets tax from foreign players. Infrastructure development, it leads to infrastructure development. It creates job opportunities. It improves standard of living. It brings technology. So Netflix and others, you see how they have changed. How they have changed. Instagram and others, how they have changed. So you have so many technological advancement components there, which helps you to become more. Your country grows at a faster pace because domestic players को भी technologically innovate करना पड़ेगा to become sustainable. It leads to economic growth. It helps, and more people have to be trained, isn't it? If they want to get job, they have to be trained. So इसलिए आप देखिए service providers today they are more techno savvy. उनके पास mobile है, they have the app. They can go for taking care about tracking. You can track where the product is, everything. So people, even in logistics. So for example, we say logistics, packers, movers and packers today. So movers and packers and Agarwal packers. So movers and packers is there. So the way they are using technology, Agarwal packers are bound to go for using that, the same technology today. Because अगर sustain करना है market में, तो they have to learn. Isn't it? That's the benefit of foreign direct investments. What are the benefits to investors? They expand their business. They get cheap labor. They can get skilled people. It can ease availability of growth, isn't it? So it can help to grow the business. It can bring job opportunities. It can overcome the problem of imposing tariffs and be in the bad books. So this is how it helps them to become more sustainable. So we have shared foreign direct investments. आपको याद रखना है that the controlling interest in a foreign company by purchasing at least 10% of the company's share is important. अभी आपने देखा Facebook had gone for 9.9 very smartly, isn't it? That was not foreign direct investments. They have a say in the management and they are there for long-term business interest. So we have shown foreign direct investments can be through mergers, just like Tata and Starbucks, Vodafone and Idea. Can be through acquisitions, it can be through greenfield invest, can be through joint ventures. We have McDonald's in India. So the mergers and acquisitions involves the purchase of existing company. I hope you differentiate between mergers and acquisitions. Okay, local company to establish. Just say उन्होंने acquire किया. Walmart had acquired this Flipkart, and then later Flipkart acquired Walmart back. Okay, so this is about reverse merger. वो reverse merger का case है. Greenfield investments, then joint ventures. So you can go for joint ventures. Reliance and Facebook is joint venture. Then you have in insurance sector, greenfield investments. Just say greenfield investment is international airport. So GMR constructing in Sri Lanka or in any country taking care about construction of airport, construction of airport from basic to the level is greenfield. Greenfield investments can be in uh, agro-processing industry. Agro-processing is food processing. Food processing industry make greenfield investments where a company comes and sets up the entire system for food processing. And this helps farmers who are producing, let's say, quinoa, oranges, apple. So it helps. So greenfield investment is in food processing industry is a greenfield investment. Food processing industry. It can be on can be in manufacturing segment. Segment. Uh, cable industry. Cable industry can be greenfield investments. Okay. So basically, FDI helps to get jobs, get technology, get knowledge, and boost economy. It provides stable source of investments, not like FPI. Today you are there, tomorrow you are not there. It gives competitive advantage to local companies also. They also have to innovate. They also have to become more technology savvy. It brings new practices and technology in the system. आपने देखा Indian banks कैसे transform हो गए over the period of time, not only because of private banks, because of foreign banks. Okay, so FDI allows investors to access local market, and this helps to expand their business, to get economies of scale and gain efficiency. What are the disadvantages? Disadvantages are that you have to invest a lot. जैसे हम Apple की बात करें, Apple is greenfield investments. Manoj, Apple in India is a greenfield investments. Okay. Apple manufacturing base in India is a greenfield investment. So what they have to do, they have to invest in infrastructure, they have to invest in plant, they have to invest in equipments, and there may be challenges. Land norms are not so well defined in India. Labor norms are not defined. Tax problems can be there. Tax compliance problems can be there. Electricity issue can be there. Roads may be too bad. Okay, so intermediaries may be there. To some extent, corruption may be there. Sometimes paperwork is too much. So these kind of problems are there, which creates hurdle for investing nation, for investing in terms of FDI. Okay. Sometimes political pressure is there to support this country's company and to not to support this companies. So PepsiCo in India had a roller coaster ride with change in the government. Just as the government बदलती गई, support मिला, नई दूसरी government आ गई. They had told them to wind up from India. So respectively, political lobbies play important role. Political leaders, they make lobby and they support a particular player and they may restrict another player. Economic conditions कैसी है country की. Regulatory norms, how well-defined regulatory norms are there. Law and order system, how well-defined law and order system is there. Like you see, Amazon को बहुत loss होता है. Why? Because e-commerce firms are losing a lot. Because people go for payment on delivery of the goods. Okay, cash on delivery. They go for cash on delivery order booking. And once the product is there, they say that we do not want. अब company की तो logistic cost लग गई. They have to pay to the person who had gone. So all the cost has been incurred. So companies, they run in huge losses because of this. Because कोई law and order defined नहीं है. If you do not accept the product, nobody is going to penalize you. आपको कोई punishment नहीं देगा. But company का तो loss हो गया ना. So these kind of regulatory norms, if not well defined, then they face problem. Sometimes you see the units which are established at Gurgaon, over there gets water logging. अगर water logging है, electricity का crisis है, waste management का problem है, then in that case, how will you sustain? that these problems are challenging. Okay, so these kind of problems may be there, and since they are for the long term, and they have to invest in infrastructure, they have to buy plant, they have to buy equipment, so they cannot quit also. जा भी नहीं सकते country से. It's a lasting interest, isn't it? So these kind of problems are there for FDI. Sometimes their decision may be wrong to invest in a country, and they may have to incur huge losses. So hindrances can be in terms of domestic investment, new industries and organization they come. We have shared. If you have a foreign player in India who is very strong, and you are a domestic player, you do not have basic services, so आप lose करेंगे ना उस case में, you will lose, and the domestic products will be out of the market. So we have seen a culture of this hypermarkets and supermarkets. What has happened because of malls today? So you have malls today in India, and because of these malls, you get everything today in these market, best of the brands, and you get everything today. So nobody wants to go to Kirana wala. So this Kirana wala is losing business. That's the hindrance of the domestic player. Sometimes it happens that you're getting FDI and they are investing in your country. So government will restrict from investing. Government may not be investing in that case. So this can be drawback. So companies may start losing investments in their domestic products. They may not feel like investing in domestic products. Chinese products may invest karenge more. They will not invest in domestic products. Isn't it? So these kind of problems can arise. The change in the country's political scenario may not be favorable for foreign investors and assets. So political change risk can be there. High cost of production, capacity building can be challenging because of lack of infrastructure and other things. Manufacturing products, return on investment you may not get. Okay, economically it seems to be viable, but future में आपको पता चलता है कि it is not viable. So then you have to wind up your unit and move from the country. So cash and carry business of FDI. Companies जो FDI इसमें cash and carry में थी. Metro को किसने ले लिया? Reliance ने ले लिया. Because they were not able to sustain. बहुत बड़ा group था FDI का. But they were incurring loss in India because government had different norms. For Reliance had different norms. Cash and carry business में they were incurring huge loss. They had to wind up. So non-viability may be one of the factors. They may not get positive response from the domestic players, from support from the country. Non-viable means, how should I explain non-viable? Non-viable basically means कि production हो नहीं सकता. Sustainability है नहीं उस product की, उस company की, because बहुत उनको losses हो गए. तो वो sustain नहीं कर पा रहे. That is non-viable. Okay, मतलब cost बहुत high है और investments आपके huge हैं, आपको ROI मिल नहीं रहा है. That is non-viable. Okay. Now we'll talk about foreign portfolio investments. Okay, foreign direct investments we have discussed. I hope it is clear to you people. After foreign direct investment, three perspectives से याद रखना है. One, as per the norm, what is the threshold limit of foreign direct investment? What is the gain of foreign direct investment to? Yes, Manoj, non-both. So, what is the gain to the domestic country of foreign direct investment? What is the loss to domestic country of foreign direct investment? What is the gain of foreign direct investment to investing country? And what is the loss to foreign direct investment to investing country? Number three, we have also shared capital flows. Capital flows can be through borrowings also. Capital flows can be through loans. Capital flows can be through grants. Capital flows can be through deposits. Okay, so this is what we had shared. And Foreign direct investment can be in different form. It can be horizontal, it can be vertical. Horizontal में आप same segment में है. Vertical में you want to take benefit of your production process by investing in value chain. जैसे आपने बोला, अगर आप कार मैन्युफैक्चरर हैं तो स्टील में इन्वेस्ट कर दिया. कार मैन्युफैक्चरर, you are investing in tire manufacturing, FDIs. Okay. If you are in this mobile FDI, if you are manufacturing mobile, then you invest in supply chain, logistics. So आपको benefit मिल जाएगा उसका. Okay. So this is what is vertical and horizontal and vertical. Then we had shared greenfield and brownfield. Apple is a greenfield investment because उन्होंने land लिया, उन्होंने machines ली, उन्होंने production किया. Now they're selling it. Greenfield investment. Brownfield investment is insurance sector में. Insurance companies already हैं. आप उनके साथ collaborate करके you are taking care about giving insurance services to different players. या कुछ आप उसमें नए products ला रहे हैं. That is brownfield. Joint ventures जो होते हैं. That is brownfield. So AirAsia and Vistara is brownfield. Okay. So normally investments which are joint ventures हैं, then आपके absolutely very good, Bhumika. So foreign portfolio investments. What is foreign portfolio investment? Foreign portfolio investment. India में Sensex है. Sensex, PSC and NSE. Okay. So the stocks are listed on these indices. Isn't it? इसमें आपको stock मिलेगा Reliance का भी, आपको मिलेगा Wipro का, आपको मिलेगा MRF. You will also get of foreign players. Yes, you get listed. So these you get companies which have invested in this home country players, and their stock are listed on the market. So basically, FDIs में हमने क्या देखा? FDI is long term because you are investing with ownership, and you want to be there. You are investing for what? Either you are investing for growth, business expansion. You are investing for cost benefit. You are investing for tax benefits. You are investing for like diversification. You are investing for risk minimization. You are investing for growth and sustainability. But यहाँ पे आप क्या कर रहे हैं? In foreign portfolio investments, you are definitely investing less than 10%. It is a financial asset. Foreign portfolio investment, याद रखिए, is a financial asset. Financial asset can be in the form of stocks. So you buy shares. So US player, US citizen buying Infosys का share is FPI. Okay. अगर आप buy कर रहे हैं Amazon का share, then there is FPI. Okay. So foreign portfolio investments can be in stocks, it can be bonds. So companies, they issue bonds. They can issue bonds. These bonds are foreign currency convertible bonds. The bonds may be issued in dollars. Premium is also paid in dollars. And the principal will also be paid in dollars. So foreign currency, these bonds can be converted into shares. So this is portfolio investments. Can be in the form of stocks, it can be in the form of bonds or debentures, whatever you say. Okay. So FPIs does not involve, unlike FDI, FPI does not involve acquisition of a controlling interest in the company. So they do not have controlling interest. They do not want to manage the company. They simply want to invest to gain. And as long as they'll gain, they will be there. Otherwise, they'll quit. Yes, they'll quit the market. So this is short term. Definitely, it is short term. This is not to have control or management. It is a short term investments, and they invest for based on the market trends. They invest short term to gain, and it is a financial asset. Okay, portfolio investments. So what can be forms of foreign portfolio investments? Foreign portfolio investments can be in equity. You invest in the market and stock market, in share markets. You buy bonds, debt investments. You invest in mutual funds. You invest in exchange traded funds. You invest in real estate investment trust. Okay. And you buy shares of foreign companies. You invest in bonds which are issued by foreign government or foreign companies. Okay, so this is known as foreign portfolio investments. What are the advantages of foreign portfolio investments? Foreign portfolio investments, it's not essential. See, FDI में क्या हुआ? You have purchased land, you have invested in one project, and you cannot quit that project. Suppose आपने aviation में किया, आपने movies में किया, you've invested in flyovers, you've invested in metro, you've invested in mercantile, clothing segment. Just Marks and Spencer others. So you invested, you're there. आपने देखा Marks and Spencer का कितना बड़ा showroom है. So they have invested. Okay, Manoj, 35 I'll take break. Give me 3 minutes. Let me finish this. Okay, so Marks and Spencer का आपने showroom अगर देखा है, it is huge, huge. They've invested now. They cannot quit. So that is why it's a long term. And they're stuck. But FPIs provide liquidity because you can sell them. It is a short term and you are there for minimizing risk. So Apu, you are not stuck to one project. You can go for investing in different stocks. You can invest in n number of stocks of n number of companies. Yes, you minimize risk. Okay, so this is how FPI is different from FDI. So आप differentiate करते हैं FDIs and FPIs में. That's important. What are the disadvantages? So disadvantages of FPI are it brings volatility. Why volatility in the financial market? Sensex में जब Sensex up गया, when Sensex is up, so FPIs will be investing, and when Sensex is down, they will withdraw from the market. Yes, so they can withdraw from the market in that case. Sorry. So FPIs can withdraw. So that brings volatility of the financial market. So it brings volatility in the market. Volatile means कभी market up जा रहा है, कभी market down जा रहा है. So fluctuations in the market is volatility. And it's bad, no? Because risk goes up. Higher the fluctuations, higher the risk. Yes, so it's bad. So it affects currency. It affects dollar INR rate also, we have shared. If your currency becomes more volatile, then in that case, FDI, you will not get FDI also in the country. So it can have adverse impact. FPI does not provide the same level of control as FDI. Yes, we know this. Management control is not there. And FPI does not promote economic growth, job creation, or technology transfer in the host country. So these are the limitations of FPI. Okay. So we'll share lesson. Thanks after break. Yes. Okay, so Sudhanshu, you are saying acquire 9.9% stake in Geo, so it is FPI as see. This was done in acquired in 2020. So FDI norms were, I believe, one the same. And in this case, if we had a management stake in management, then it will be part of FDI. Because if we were taking decisions for the organization, then it will be part of FDI because we have shared in FPI, the management control interest is not there. Since he entered into this deal to have management control, then definitely he will be part of FDI in that case. Because you cannot play with the numbers in that case like this. The government can decide on a discretionary basis also. Okay, so difference between FDI and FPI, if we talk about, we have already shared. Just a recap to endorse what we have shared, that the investor acquires a controlling interest in a company by purchasing at least 10% of the company's shares. This gives the investor a say in the management of the company. But in this case, if it is 9.9, then it will not follow in FDI as per Sudhanshu is also stated. In FPI, the investor does not have any control over the company's management, and the investment is subject to the performance of the financial markets. But if he had only invested for investment perspective, then it will be part of FPI. But indirectly, if he is having management control, then it has to be taken into FDI. So that is decided on a case-by-case basis in such complex cases. Investment horizon. FDI is a long-term investment, we all know, and FPI is a short-term investment. And he has definitely invested for long-term. FDI is usually a strategic investment as it allows investor to have a long-term interest in the company and access the local market. That is what he did at Facebook, isn't it? FPI is subject to short-term market trends and investors buy. So definitely it is not FPI. So the way he has invested and the way he has strategically invested. Okay. So it depends on short-term market. Then FDI is typically made to establish a long-term business interest in a company in a foreign country. This includes setting up, so we have shared Apple in India. It has set up its manufacturing facility. It has established itself, or it can go for acquiring a local company or establishing a joint venture like McDonald's, like Starbucks and Tata, like Vodafone and Idea. Okay, so it can be joint ventures also. AirAsia, that is Vistara and AirAsia, all joint ventures. Okay, FPI is typically made to diversify investment portfolio, participate in the growth of foreign economies, and take advantage. So if the country is growing, if India is progressing, then foreign investors will be investing in Indian stocks and they will be gaining. अगर आप Procter and Gamble में invest कर रहे हैं, that means you are investing in foreign company because you believe that that company is doing well in India also and rest of the world also. So if the economy is doing well, FPIs will be investing in India. अगर आपकी economy macro fundamental strong है, then FPI will be there in the country. FDI involves high risk because your risk get concentrated. But in FPI, you can go for diversifying your risk in different categories. You can go for yes, Manoj, yes. So here we can go for diversifying the risk. So in FPI, you can diversify the risk. You can have different shares. You can have shares of different companies. You can diversify the risk. You can buy and sell it at any time. You can see the market trend and decide accordingly. But here you're stuck. If you purchase land, if you have started production, if you have invested in capital, you can't quit. So here things are difficult in FDI, but in FPI it is more easy. Okay. FDI requires significant investments in infrastructure, plant, and equipment. And it is सबसे अच्छा example आप इसका Apple का देख लीजिए because that's a current example. Absolutely, absolutely, Bhumika. Portfolio investments are done by institutions, by banks. Indian banks भी जैसे ICICI बैंक है, US के stocks में invest करता है, SBI invest करता है. So this is how. So FPIs can be both ways, no? Indian companies investing in foreign or foreign companies investing in Indian stocks. I'm sorry. Okay, so that is foreign portfolio. Portfolio का मतलब ये है you are creating a portfolio. Portfolio which can be which can comprise of different stocks, isn't it? Portfolio. Portfolio का मतलब ये है. On the other hand, so volatility, but it increases volatility of financial market. Volatility मैंने आपको बता दिया. Volatile market means the market fluctuates. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. And if it happens frequently, बहुत जल्दी अगर ऐसा हो रहा है, then the market is highly volatile. Okay? And it's not good. It's not good because it brings fluctuations in the currency. It affects interest rates. It affects macro fundamentals of the country. आपकी debt obligations जो हैं वो uncertain हो जाएंगे because अगर आपने USD में loan लिया है, if you take a loan in USD and if this keeps on fluctuating, then your loan amount will fluctuate and respectively all your books will be adversely affected. Okay, so this is how it makes impact. So we can say in conclusion that FDI and FPI are two different types of investments that involve investing in foreign companies. Definitely, yes. FDI involves long-term commitment to establish business interest, and FPI is the short-term investments, diversify investment portfolios. And you can say that FDI should flow into countries with relatively stable economic conditions. So, कहाँ पे आएगा FDI? Those countries which have stable economic conditions, which have strong institutions, banking institutions, law and order, okay, policy norms, government institutions and others, sanction bodies and everything, taxation norms should be very well defined. Okay, so this helps investors, political stability, all these factors, define rules and regulations and good economic indicators. Employees are ready to work. Labor norms are well defined. These factors lead to more FDI in the country. Okay, so we have done FDI and FPI. This FDI, see, any foreign exchange transaction in India is regulated by FEMA. FEMA is Foreign Exchange Management Act, which is like decided by RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So any foreign exchange transaction which is happening in India is regulated by Foreign Exchange Management Act. And this prior what used to happen under section 6(3) of FEMA, which is as per RBI. So somebody was asking about prohibition, had prohibited, restricted or regulated various transactions relating to capital account transactions by making regulations. Capital account transactions basically are balance of payment transactions. आपने BOP पढ़ा है ना? Balance of payment transactions where the capital account transactions are recorded. So all your capital flows, forex capital flows are recorded where? In capital account. So you know already that balance of payment has two accounts, current account and capital account. So all these international capital flows we are talking are recorded in capital accounts. Okay, so these are all recorded in capital accounts. And so for this has to be as per the FEMA rules and regulations. FEMA is Foreign Exchange Management Act under section 6(3), which is decided by, which is as per RBI norms. Okay, so they have restricted certain products or the capital account transactions and regulated certain capital account transactions prohibited certain capital account transactions, which we will be sharing, and how they have been relaxed over the period of time. बहुत सारे relaxations भी आए हैं market में over the period of time. Okay, so these transactions relating to investment by Indian entities, इंडिया की कंपनीज जो बाहर इन्वेस्ट करती हैं उनके लिए क्या नॉर्म्स हैं? So investment in a foreign entity by Indian company normally is in terms of joint ventures or in terms of wholly owned subsidiary. So Indian companies, those who want to invest in international market, they under Section 6(3) of FEMA Act, they can invest through joint ventures and wholly owned subsidiaries. So India में आपकी parent company है और उसकी identical company आप बनाओगे wholly owned subsidiary foreign country. Okay, immovable property out of India. So these are the two things which are controlled under Section 6(3) of FEMA. So if you want to buy land, Indian company want to buy land in international market. Manoj, balance of payment नहीं पढ़ा आपने? Balance of payment is countries. Just say we maintain our account. Similarly, country maintains its account. Its account is maintained in terms of balance of payment. In this balance of payment, all transactions which happens with the rest of the world, USD inflow, the country, and USD outflow from the country is maintained in this book, balance of payment, and which is maintained by RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So USD inflow and outflow can happen in two accounts, current account and capital account. So हमने पढ़ा exporters, importers, that is all in current account. You go as a tourist abroad, tourists come to India, that is current account. So you go abroad, that is USD minus. Tourists come to India, that is USD plus. Okay, so you buy goods outside, that is minus. Foreign players buy Indian goods, that is plus, respectively. So that is current account. You export, that is USD is coming, so plus. You import, USD is minus, that is current account. Capital account is FDIs and FPIs. Sorry, FPIs. Borrowings. जो भी अभी हमें capital account transfer, capital flows पढ़े हैं अभी, borrowings, deposits, which brings change in assets and liabilities. Okay, so which brings change in assets and liabilities is known as capital account, which is maintained here. So all capital flows are maintained in balance of payment, and that is capital account transactions, which is recorded as per FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, under Section 6(3). And till 22nd August 2022, these were the two parameters on the basis of which investments in Indian companies could invest in foreign companies through joint ventures and wholly owned subsidiaries and immovable property outside India. We wanted to buy land, so the norms were defined as per the FEMA Section 6(3)(a). Okay, so RBI has issued Foreign Exchange Management Regulation 2004, direct investments by resident and joint ventures and wholly owned subsidiaries abroad were allowed, and these were defined and they were applicable as per the norms 22 August 2022. Now they have been redefined, which we will be sharing how the norms have been redefined. Foreign direct investments, sector-wise, now they have defined over the period of time, and that too through approval route and automatic. Okay. तो चीजें अब बहुत simplified हो गई हैं. So Indian residents outside India and non-residents in India were regulated by 6(3), 6(4), 6(5) of FEMA Act, and this were as per the policy of 22 August 2022. Now, over the years, we see Indian economy is growing at a faster pace. We are becoming more global. Foreign players are also investing in India. We are also investing in international market. कुछ हम raw materials भी लेते हैं rest of the world से. So things have changed. So the policy has been revised, and the policy norms have been revised over the period of time, and now the new norms are in uh, foreign trade policy 2023. जिसमें कि they have decided that we'll change the policy on a regular basis. So yearly basis पे अब change नहीं होगा 4 years में या 3 years में, but it will be changed on a regular basis as per the need of the market. Okay. So overseas investments by resident Indians, it helps to scale business operation of Indian entrepreneurs in international market. जैसे Tata has invested in Jaguar in international market. Okay. So Tata Indian company invested in Jaguar in the UK market. That is about foreign investment. Such ventures, so it has brought more revenues for Tata in India. Na? They get forex, and that helps them to become more sustainable. Such ventures to easier access to technology, so it helps in gaining technology. Research, it promotes research and development. It helps to reach global market, and it reduces cost of capital and brings competitiveness to Indian companies, and definitely it creates their brand value. So Tata को कौन नहीं जानता Indian market में because of its Jaguar, isn't it? So these overseas investments are also important drivers of foreign direct trade and technology transfer, and it helps domestic employment also, investments and growth through interlinkages between Indian company in India and foreign players in other countries, especially Singapore, Mauritius, US, and other countries we have expanded over the period of time. So as we liberalized over the period of time, the new regime has become more simple. New rules and regulations are more simplified, and overseas investment by persons in India have been promoted over the period of time with specific approvals. So you can take specific approvals and you can go for investing on sector-wise basis and the case-by-case basis. Okay. So the compliance has been reduced. So simplification ho gaya rules and regulations mein, because economy is opening and we want to promote foreign capital more in India. It is equally important that we also invest in international market and bring back home foreign currency, isn't it? So compliance costs भी कम हो गई है and compliance norms भी simplify हो गए over the period of time. So overseas investment destination, if Indian players have to invest overseas, now we are becoming more focused on resource-rich nations. Like investments, Indian companies, where do they invest? They invest, what are their investment destinations? It is Australia, United Emirates, Sudan. These were the countries where they were investing for resource-based objective. But if you look at over the period of time, we have moved to more tax-haven countries like Mauritius, Singapore, British Virgin Islands, Netherlands, where we are getting tax benefits. So tax benefits are driving us more towards because it helps to decrease cost and gain more benefits. So we are diverting our investment destinations of India are now majorly Mauritius, Singapore, and other countries, UAE and other countries are there. Okay, so Indian firms invest in foreign companies primarily through mergers and acquisitions. How do we invest? What kind of FDI we go for? We go for mergers and acquisitions. A developing nation like India constantly look for opportunities to invest extensively outside India as it helps economy to bring back dollar home, bring back technology home, bring capital, and bring better skilled people, know-how also. And it adds value to countries' forex reserves. And it also creates their brand value. And they can also offer better products and services to Indian consumers. So this is how we gain through overseas investment destinations. So overseas investment by Indian companies also help in improving the performance of country's service and manufacturing sectors, and it helps in overcoming unemployment problem. So Indian company will grow because they'll bring back profits back to the country, India, and they will invest in India. And they will invest in India. That means it will bring more employment and growth in the country. Okay. So with rising mergers and acquisition activities, company will get direct access to new and more extensive markets, better technologies, enable them to increase their customer base and achieve global reach and become more innovative. Sorry. Yes. Product, process, and systems. So investments in India, if you see who are investing in India, investing the ranking of cumulative investment approved during the period 19 reveals that USA was the largest investor in India with investment of 570 billion. This we are talking in 2002. Mauritius, UK, Japan, Korea, Germany, Netherlands, Australia, France, and Malaysia, but other players who were investing majorly in India. But what has happened over the period of time, Mauritius has surpassed USA in terms of investment in India over the period of time. And where do they invest majorly? They invest in power, fuel, telecom, and transport sectors. So where the major FDI inflows in India were happening, power, fuel, telecom, and transport sector. Today you see in e-commerce, retail, and startups. And startups. So here we find major, even in insurance and health. Insurance, then we find in real estate also. Health also. Agriculture also. So we see the change. Telecom is definitely there. Okay, so we have become more liberal, and this has increased participation, equity participation from abroad in India. We have that there's a dramatic change, which we can see in terms of the norms of wholly owned subsidiaries and the joint ventures. That is why we get 100% FDI also. In retail, single brand, we get 74% approval in 74% FDI in insurance also. So norms are changing. Okay. And entertainment industry also, we have 100% FDI. So this is how, and plus we have international collaborations. So the norms are becoming more liberal. Compliance cost has decreased. Compliance norms have simplified, and that is resulting in more joint ventures, investments in airports, logistic ports, flyovers, freight, everywhere we can see here, corridors, logistics. So investments are increasing in India over the period of time. Okay, so what we saw in the past, it was about prior Indian foreign players wanted to enter in India with collaboration with Indian players because that made them easy to sustain in India. But gone are those days now. Foreign player can invest in India, 100% investments they can do in India today because we have simplified the norms and it is becoming more easy for them to sustain in India. So this was the state 10 years back. Now today we are here. So we have become more liberal, we have become more advanced, we have become more global, we have become more transparent, we have eased the business, and we have simplified the norms. We have developed better relationship with the rest of the world, and this is helping us today more. Okay, so over the period, पहले US था, followed by other but then became Mauritius, then UAE, then US, then Netherlands and Japan. But if you see over the period of time, we have major with Singapore. So हमारा सबसे बड़ा prime investor बन गया है. Inflow of funds is from Singapore, okay, because of the relationship we share with them. So reasons for foreign direct investment we have already shared, but just to recap, as given in, so you should not miss anything. See, international capital movements lead to adequate empirical support, which empirical support means research has also proved over the period of time that capital movements help on one front because of the increasing interdependence, because the global boundaries are reducing. If something happens in US, in a fraction of a second, you can come to know in India. And if something happens in India, US people can react. So the world, not only US, Japan, all of the world, across the world, you can see how the world boundaries are becoming more narrow because of the internet, because of the 5G spectrum, because of the connectivity, because of mode of communication. You can see BBC News on your mobile today in a fraction of a second. The news will flash and you can know what's happening in the rest of the world. So interdependence has led to more trade relations. We have shared trade relations, bilateral trade relations. We have shared trade agreements. We have shared regional trade agreements and others. So you know about that because of interdependence has increased over the period of time between countries. We have seen BRICS have created a bank which is helping the BRICS countries to get funding. So this is how. So increasing interdependence of national economies is resulting in more trade relations between the countries. And obviously more trade relations means more capital flows will be there. Yes, internationalization of production. So today is a world of assembled products. Assembled product means you are you are taking raw material from one country, you are assembling the product in the other country, you're selling the product in the third country. It is internationalization of products because it is helping to reduce the cost. And that is why capital flows are increasing, foreign capital flows are increasing over the period of time between countries. And countries want to gain benefits of scale. So we have Airbus in India today. We have technology-driven AI systems in India today. We are relying on technology for not only for health, but also for environment, climate protection, and others. So technological growth is helping developing countries, and they are gaining benefit of it over the period of time. Licensing norms have become simplified. Technological innovations are happening. And this is helping country to have more FDI and becoming easy to gain FDI in the country. Okay, so skill has become more important. Sometimes it happens that company wants to come in India because they believe there are small players, कोई big player है नहीं market में. If we come in the country, and so we'll have almost monopoly in the market. If we have monopoly, then we will be able to sustain more and we will be gaining more. जैसे आपने कहा Google over the period of time had a complete had captured the market like anything. But gradually you see the other players are coming in the market and they are making their space and gaining. So this is how things are changing. So sometimes to gain real control or a direct control on production technology, firms they want to enter in the market because वो already economies of scale में होती हैं. They want to enter and capture the market so that they become the leaders and sustain in the market. Okay. For risk diversification, countries they enter in the other country. Companies they enter in other countries. Sometimes it happens that you can gain, you share the common language, you have the common culture. So Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, all these countries, we have very close cultural proximity is there, isn't it? So it becomes easy for us to trade with these countries. So this is how. So we have seen just the G7 here, G8 here, but G20 is more diversified. You have developed countries also. You have developing countries also. So you get along with countries which share some common parameters, and it helps you to become more sustainable. That is why we have BRICS, we have ASEAN, we have SAARC, you have you have G7, G8. I'm sorry. So this becomes easy. Okay. So financial tax benefits, ease of getting credit, ease of getting people, simplified labor norms, and this helps in optimization of resources. Uh, you can get trade patent rights, which helps you to establish yourself and sustain for a longer period of time over the period. जैसे pharma industry में आप देखिए, so pharma industry, if FDI, they bring technology, they bring innovative drugs, which helps them to become more sustainable. They get patent right and they can lead in the market. But government has come out with Ayush and others, which they are, and they have fixed the cap, price cap fixed the important basic medicines key, life-saving drugs key. So they cannot go for exploiting the situation. So sometimes government intervenes and to protect the interest of people. Okay. So there are many factors which are there to political stability, openness, supply chain is stronger. We want to capture mineral resources in the country which are in abundance. So coal mines in India may they can get benefit through that. Abundance and low relative cost of labor. We have already shared relative cost benefit and absolute cost benefit in India may. Economic efficiency they can gain by working on low cost. Okay. Ease of resources, ease of taxations, ease of compliance. A huge market share, potential rather. Okay, so this is how they can go for capture. So FDIs, why do they enter? They enter because of three reasons. One is new market है, will get, and it's a huge market. India है, China है, after African countries है, there's huge market. Okay, so market size is huge. Plus per capita income is increasing. So that creates market opportunity, market potential to enter. Market में growth potential है. So they will enter. So retail is the growth potential. Then real estate is the growth potential. Okay. So they enter in these segments. Insurance is the growth potential segment. Access to regional and global markets. So they have you can enter in those markets with ease. The country welcomes you. So you can enter in that country. You know the consumers, what do they prefer over there, and you know that आप उनको वो products दे सकते. Success of McDonald's in India, isn't it? So KFC in India, McDonald's in India, how they are sustaining in Indian market. Structure of the market बहुत complex नहीं है. It is easy to enter, easy to sustain. Okay, more complex the market is, more competitors in the market are, it becomes difficult to sustain. Market में बहुत few competitors हैं, it is easy to sustain. So in these scenarios, foreign direct investments will be happening. So Uber in India is because of the market seeking, isn't it? Uber के लिए कोई competitors नहीं थे. Consumers को they were in need of this. Market में entry easy थी India में. Growth immense है. People are becoming more urbanized and others. The roads are becoming good. So travel time people wanted to save. Public infrastructure was not so good. That is why they had immense potential. They found immense potential to enter in India. Resource or asset seeking. Sometimes you enter, जैसे Apple India में क्यों आया? Raw material है, cost है, skill labor, technology, physical infrastructure. So resource and asset seeking benefits. Firm में enter. Automobile companies entered in India because of cost benefit, resource and asset benefit, efficiency benefits. Efficiency benefits for intermediate goods. Intermediate goods means you enter for startups, you enter for technology firms. Okay, so efficiency seeking, where you already have some competency, but you want to gain more, and you want to bring technology, and you want to incorporate more technology for the other players with more competency. ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है, लॉजिस्टिक्स है, सप्लाई चेन है, इसमें एफडीआईज, कोल्ड स्टोरेज है, एग्रीकल्चर है. दिस इज एफिशिएंसी सीकिंग एफडीआईज वेयर यू हैव द benefit and you give benefits to the host country players. Okay, so we have already shared FDI can be through subsidiary के through आप enter कर सकते हैं. जैसे subsidiary बनाया Hindustan Unilever as a subsidy of Unilever in India. It is a wholly owned subsidiary. That's a full-fledged company working in wholly owned subsidiary in India, working on a high level. You can go for equity injection by 10% or more than that. You can acquire a company. Okay, you can merge with the existing company. You can go for joint venture. You can go for greenfield investments. So these are different ways FDI you can enter into the country. And how FDI has become so simple in India. So procedures have become simple. Okay, you have investment promotion board body. Now we do not have foreign investment promotion board. We have Department of Investment Promotion, DIPT. Okay, then we have multilateral investment alliance with the other countries. We are promoting 100% FDI in n number of sectors. आपको बताया अभी aviation में है 100% FDI, roads में है, highways में है, आपका retail single brand में है. So this is how FDI we are promoting in different segments. Then Foreign Exchange Management Act has become more simplified, we have seen. Then you have special economic zones, जहाँ पे आप tax benefits देते हैं. We are supporting mergers, we are supporting acquisitions in India. We are promoting green investment. तभी तो देखिए automobile companies हैं, pharma companies are there. Then we have mobile companies are there. Yes, so we have encouragement to foreign technology collaborations and agreements. We are working on foreign technology for risk, for climate, for risk mitigation, for natural calamities protection, for social welfare, for physical infrastructure. We are working on technology collaborations with foreign players. We have seen Germany has contributed. We have seen Japan has contributed in technology and others FDIs. Now somebody was asking me where FDI is not allowed. So FDI is not allowed for lottery and these kind of gambling, betting में, chit funds में, because chit funds are for unorganized, so it becomes very difficult. आपने भी लिखा all FDIs, foreign exchange transactions are as per the FEMA rules and regulations. इसमें बहुत मुश्किल है to monitor. So you cannot monitor here, no? So that is why Nidhi companies are basically non-banking companies in unorganized sector. They are a group of people, beneficiaries. They go for depositing money, collaborating money, and they can go for lending money. So these are the Nidhi companies which are there. There are 250 Nidhi companies which are, you can see that is registered. These are registered company, and these companies, they work for lending and depositing money between the beneficiaries. Chit funds तो आपको पता है, they go for contributing money in a small scale, but they are not, they cannot be, after this chit fund scam which happened in Calcutta, then they were registered and they were trading in transferable development rights. This related real estate. So real estate property which cannot be taken out for a specific objective. So that is a trading in transferable development rights where you cannot go for investing. So any foreign player cannot buy a land for their production units or some other activity which they want to do it. They have to take the approval for land for a specific project. Otherwise, they cannot go for it. Real estate business or construction of farmhouses is not allowed in India. FDI manufacturing of cigars and tobacco and other products. atomic energy, railway operations are to some extent. The limits are fixed for those coaches and others, they can go for it. Okay. For foreign technology collaborations, we can only go for technology collaborations, but it is prohibited in lottery business, gambling, and other activities. So here you cannot go for franchisee, trademark, or brand. So this is which are areas which are sensitive, which can affect the largest set of people, which can make adverse impact on people's life. There it is restricted. So it is totally prohibited in these segments. Okay. Where we are promoting FDI, we are promoting FDI in defense sector. We are promoting in e-commerce. We are promoting in manufacturing. We are promoting in pharmaceuticals. We are promoting for airports development, airport transport services. Then we are promoting for private security agencies, for animal husbandry, agriculture again, for basic infrastructure, license officers or project, teleports, then direct, that is telecommunication, then cable networks, then mobile, TV, handsets, single brand retail. So here we are promoting FDI, and this is what we have already done. So you know about the difference between direct investment and portfolio investment. This is given in your module also. Investment involves creation of physical assets. There it is financial assets. It is long term. It is short term. It is difficult to withdraw. You can enter, but difficult to withdraw. You can easily withdraw. Yeah, easy to enter, easy to withdraw. It is not for speculation, but it is for growth. It is for cost. It is for resources. It is for efficiency. It is only for speculative. You take risk and you gain. It is accompanied by technology transfer. Capital and technology. Here, there's no technological transfer. It leads to employment. It leads to income generation. Here, there's no employment generation. Income generation is there for investors. Okay, and securities are held with significant degree of influence by the investors. So they are part of management decision making. Here, those who have shares. Here, it is about financial investments and no significant contribution in management of the enterprise. So this is the example which you can see here. So Government of India has strategized to attract every Indian textile, because Indian textile sector was losing because of handloom and other. Those were outdated and obsolete technique, high cost, and we were importing refined yarn from China and incurring high cost. So to reduce the cost, we should have a good textile manufacturing based in India. उसके लिए गवर्नमेंट ने एफडीआई को increase कर रही है to is attracting FDI. How they are doing it? So they have made a plan. How they are taking care about that? So they have made a policy where they want to go for, and the other central government departments all working together to promote FDI in textile sector, because this sector needs more forex capital flows in terms of technology, in terms of skill, in terms of knowledge, every front. Okay, so state government is sensitizing. State government is sensitizing for FDI inflow in the country, and global investor awareness events are conducted. So UP had created, there was Global Investor Summit in UP. So G20 is also creating awareness, one product, one district. So they are promoting like this, and this is how we'll get more FDI in sectors where we need growth. We need growth, there we'll get more FDI, and this will help. This will be helpful for India to grow and expand. So this is Ministry of Textile promoting FDI in textile sector. And this is the outcome. So you can see here, they're taking policy measures. So they've taken policy measures, simplification of labor norms. Labor norms have been simplified. They have created electronic portal where you can track that you have applied for the license. What is the status of the license? When will it get clearance? Then they are taking care about free trade agreements where with the emerging markets. This is helping to promote trade. They are simplifying the GST implementation norms also all across India. So this is helping more more players to enter in India. Tax norms are simplified. State governments are devising policies to attract international investors. They have formulated textile FDI committee, and they are taking due measures to bring more FDI in textile sector. They are developing online portals, attracting FDI in textiles. They are taking care about investment promotion material and newsletters. They are doing marketing also. They are organizing trade events. So this is how they are sensitizing people and creating awareness. They are organizing international trade where they are promoting FDIs, and they have identified suitable segments, right? Geography, which area of India where they should go for promoting. Okay, they are taking just say Gujarat hai, UP, they want to go for it. So this is how they are taking care about uh, which countries can go for. We should have a alliance with, and companies, which companies should set up. They should set meetings with. So countries, companies, everything they are taking care about, where to visit, who are the CEOs and MDs of the company, what to discuss with them, investment ideas, how India is doing in investments. So this is how they are strategizing to promote FDI in India. Okay, so we have shared the case of textile industry. We have shared of retail industry in India, of FDIs in India. So that's it. Any questions if you have? Absolutely, ease of doing business. Equity injections, Bhumika, equity injections is basically uh, equity injections for shares. Shares के through जो investments करते हैं ना, that is buying equity shares. That is equity. Or you put money in. So जैसे आपने Shark Tank पे देखा है. So this is how. Exam tips. Okay, since this is last class of mine, so since Bhumika is asking for exam tips, I would say this paper economics for finance is not to learn it, it is to understand and understand with examples. So whichever chapters I've covered, I have covered all examples and we have shared through that. So what you do is that when you write your answers, and please do not go for just एक chapter, suppose अगर question आपसे पूछा FDI का, so do not confine to FDI only chapter. International trade से शुरू करो बेटा, और उसकी concepts, सारे concepts कुछ ना कुछ उसमें incorporate आप कर सकते हो. So if you do it very thoroughly, then in that case one question एक unit का, उसमें कोई भी chapter का question है, आप उस unit के different chapters के components उसमें incorporate कर सकते हो. And always go for putting examples. And apart from that, what you do is that always see what is the demand of the question. जो question की demand है उसके accordingly अपना answer लिखिए. ऐसा नहीं है कि जो आपको आता है सब कुछ लिख दें, because time आपके पास limited होगा. If you devote more time for one question, you will not be able to devote for others. And third thing is that please go thoroughly through last year question papers and see the questions given at the back of the chapter also, so that you have an idea about the answer कैसे हमको frame करना है. Okay, so I wish you all the best and may all of you clear your intermediate and come out with flying colors. So bless you all. Okay then, bye, take care.